Aloha, all of my Blossom with Lotus subscribers. I just wanted to say welcome to all of you. A lot of new subscribers have signed up in the last 6 months, and I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit and share with you a really exciting opportunity I have coming up starting tomorrow. So my name is Lotus Dawn, and I actually was born and raised in this beautiful California town in the Redwood Forest. My mom was very eccentric. She grew up learning a lot of new age things, and one of them was she learned about sidereal astrology in the 1980s. And she also was a Kundalini yoga Sikh and did lots of chanting and prayer and yoga before I was born. And I was a lotus birth. And that is where you do not cut the umbilical cord, you allow it to fall off naturally. And of all the children I've met who've had that kind of birth, it tends to create this really beautiful energy of being able to go with the flow, being able to be in touch with nature, being able to connect to the rhythm of life, the cycles of nature, of our own bodies and the seasons. And I feel so incredibly grateful for the gift that my mom gave to me of having me come into the world this way. And then for her to share the power of sidereal astrology with me is also such an incredible gift. And so what is sidereal astrology for those of you who are new to my channel and new to this idea? Sidereal astrology the word phonetically means of or relating to the stars. And it relates to the direct correlation and alignment with what sign is currently in the sky right now. And so most of us think that Western astrology is based on the stars and tells us what sign or constellation a planet is in. But the truth is Western astrology is not constellational, and it is not based on the stars. It is based on where the stars were 2,000 years ago. And so the sign that most people read or think, or the dates of what the signs are as read in most newspapers and magazines, is actually incorrect and is off by about 24 to 28 degrees in the actuality of where the stars are located. Yeah. And so if you want to know what your actual star sign is, if you want to know what sign you were born under, what constellation was the sun in at your actual moment of birth, then follow sidereal astrology, because that is actually based on the stars. And so the reason Western astrology is not based on the stars is that it was created during the Greek Western philosophical time movement, and they thought that if the constellations moved, there would be great winds on the earth, and there were not. And so they believed that the constellations were fixed in the sky and they would never move. And so they set the system, March 21st being the very first day of Aries, and all of the equinoxes and solstices being, I think the summer solstice being Cancer, the autumnal equinox being in Libra, and the winter solstice being in Capricorn. However, they didn't know about precession. And so precession is the idea or the fact that the constellations are moving backward in space in relation to the Earth at the rate of about 1 degree every 72 years, give or take a little. And so after 2,000 years, that means that today the constellations have moved backwards about 24 degrees, which changes where each of our signs begin and end. And so today, on March 21st, the sign that begins there on the spring equinox is not actually Aries at all. The sign that is there today is actually Pisces. And so that shifts through all of the equinoxes and solstices. So the autumnal equinox is, or let's say the summer solstice is now in Gemini, the first day of Gemini. The autumnal equinox is now still in Virgo, and the winter solstice is now in Sagittarius, which is totally different than what you'll find out there in Western tropical astrology. And so having grown up with this information, I started doing astrological readings for people based on the accurate star map of their actual placements of their planets at the moment of their birth, starting from about age 15. And I started doing readings. One of the first readings I did was for a newborn baby that my mom and I did a reading for their parents, and it was highly successful. We still know the little girl today, and now she's like 12, and her parents were able to share with us, yes, she is so much like you said. Thank you so much. It was such a powerful help for us as we raised her. And so as I went along, I just kept being continually mesmerized by the accuracy and the effect of these readings for my clients. And in January of 2022, I happened to be watching a video by one of my sidereal astrology teachers, because there aren't that many on YouTube, as you'll discover as you go through learning this other form of astrology. And he mentioned that actually the constellations are all different sizes. So Western astrology says they're about 30, it takes about 30 days for the sun or the other planets to move through each sign. And he said, no, it's different. Each constellation is a different size. And I went, oh my gosh, really? And so I looked it up, and sure enough, it takes about 47 days for the sun to move through Virgo, 41 days to move through Pisces, about 18 to move through Aries. And I went, oh my gosh, I have to know how to do a chart reading for myself with this information. So if that wasn't enough, then he had another incredible piece of knowledge to drop on me, which is that there is actually a 13th sign known as Ophiuchus that NASA had released to the masses about 7 years ago. And I went, why is no one talking about this, right? So most people just decided to ignore it. And I had too. I think I heard about it. I was like, oh, whatever, 13th sign, whatever. And it wasn't until January 22, I decided, oh my God, I have to know how to do this. I went out there, I bought a software program so that I could cast my own charts. And I did my own chart analysis, and my chart shifted. Oh my God, did it shift? And something so major shifted. And it was like a light bulb moment for me where I was like, oh my God, this is right. This matches who I am so much more deeply. And I've been living this version of myself that wasn't even accurate to the sky. And it was at that moment I decided I have to go out there and I have to share this with people. I have to, because it is so important that you have access to the truth. You have access to the map of your birth and who you are and why you came here. Because, you know, even Paramahansa Yogananda's teacher, Sri Yukteswar, says that the astrological map is a celestial guidance system that shows our karma for the lifetime. And so it's an incredible guidance tool for knowing who we are. And if you're watching this video, you already agree with me on that. And so I am so passionate about sharing this work with you all. That's why all of these videos, and I'm constantly posting and trying to come up with new ideas for you all to bring this information to you. Last week, I hosted a 5-day challenge. And if you haven't joined the group, if you haven't watched the videos, I literally gave you everything you need to begin learning how to read an astrological chart. If that's something that excites you, if you would like to join me. You know, after doing, I think I had like over 324 sessions over the last year or two. I love doing readings. And what I realized was that it'd be even cooler for me to teach you all how to do readings as well, so that we could begin getting this information out to as many people as possible. And so tomorrow I'm starting my third masterclass teaching other people how to read the 13 sign astrological chart, how to learn all the planets, to learn all the signs, and also to share my secret toolkit of over 20 years of how to pinpoint life purpose, how to reveal the destiny of a client, how to identify the best money-making planets of the chart, how to assist them with knowing, okay, what is my direction, where am I headed, and how to really read that chart with ease and grace and love. So if you're sitting out there and you're like, I would love to learn how to read astrology charts, I would love to join your masterclass, we have just a couple spots left, and class is starting tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be 13 classes over the next 6 weeks. It is going to require time, and commitment and you really showing up with your A game 100% to learn this material. But I can guarantee you, when you get through the course, you will be able to start reading charts. I mean, everyone who went through the 5-day challenge is already reading charts for other people. It's absolutely astonishing and incredible and beautiful. And I would love to bring you on board. I have a unique gift, since I've been studying astrology for so long, of loving to turn learning astrology into an art of experiential experience, right? Of like really plugging you into what the archetypes of the symbols and the signs and the planets really represent, so that you can feel it, so that you can embody, so that you can know it. And then from that knowing, it's so easy to use the map as a guidance system and read the people's charts that you are here to guide. So I'm really excited to send out this invitation last minute. That's my style. I'm an Aries. That's how I work. And I love you all. I appreciate you all so much.